Oh, hi, Izzy. Sorry,
Hi,
I was being a
Vandy.
little funky. How
Hi.
are ya?
Uh, Good, how are you?
A little while. How was your trip? You guys went on a trip over the holiday, right?
Yeah, we did. And it
Had,
was so much fun.
did you go to Florida? Was that right?
Yeah, we did went to Florida.
To Orlando, right? You went to Disney?
Yes, we did.
I bet that was really exciting because you've got all the different characters and voices
Yeah.
and yeah, so I bet it just like lights up your brain in the voiceover world because of all the animated, cartoons and everything and
Yeah, and even like the narrators for like
yeah.
the start and ending of the fireworks show or like
Oh
the safety
yeah.
instructors
hmm You were like, I could do that.
and etc.
Oh, that's awesome. I
Yeah,
love
even
that.
like
You're
the
even
voices of
noticing not just the characters, but the other types of voiceover that they would use. I love that. That's awesome.
hmm
So it's been a little bit since we've seen each other because, we had like Christmas and we had New Year's. So it's been a little bit. So what would you say kind of coming back into things? What would you say is your main focus for today? The thing you'd really like us to focus primarily on and, just really improve and work on today?
Maybe like just to review some stuff.
Okay.
Like a few
Yeah, like
little
just sort of touching back on some
things
basics and
that we have
review.
worked on over these years, but maybe like wanna kind of like review them, making sure I haven't lost their that kind of like connection, that sort of
Mhm.
like practice
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
make
So
sure
some of
that it's
those
still
like
in the voice.
key voiceover techniques. So do you want to maybe try like a little bit of character voices, a little bit of commercial voices, a little bit of narration?
How about a little of narration?
Okay, yeah, that would
How
I
about a
think
little bit of
too,
narration?
we haven't really done narration in quite a while. So I think that would be a great place to focus. So with narration, we have a whole bunch of different styles of narration. Do you have a certain like type of narration you want to focus on? We have the obvious one, which is audiobooks, fiction and nonfiction, but we also have things like e-learning and announcements or things like a voicemail when you call a business and you have a voicemail answering machine. All of those would be considered voiceover jobs and navigation system in a car, right? All of those could be considered narration jobs. Maybe you're taking a tour through a museum, or there is a description for people who are vision impaired while they're watching TV of what they would be seeing. So, do you have any particulars in mind?
Well, I heard from like from what kind of narrations I mostly like found to be like interesting and kind of like very fun, very like fit in for my personalities. Or like some when I was like watching like children preschool shows back
Oh,
when I was little, I did hear a couple of shows that did have a narrator in them.
I
So
love that.
maybe we could do like that kind of like narration, like
Yeah, like
narrating
you're
what's
part of a
happening.
show, or like part of a video game. So, I think of some movies, like even
Yes,
things
that.
like Hidden Figures, the narrator, I swear, is like the biggest character in the whole movie. It's about women, um, basically women working with like NASA. And specifically, there were a lot of African American women that were like doing math and like all these really cool things, but like really haven't historically gotten credit. And so it's about these women contributing to science and all of these things that we wouldn't think of them as being like geniuses in those areas, and they really were you know impactful figures. But there's a narrator
Yeah.
all through the movie. I swear you could watch it without seeing anything and you would know everything that was happening and be able to visualize it in your mind. The narrator is a huge part of that movie, a huge character in that movie. Um, so I always like to use that as an example because it's just such a cool part for a voiceover actor to have. All right, so this is
Yeah.
like narration describing this kind of like enchanted forest world. It says that this would be Mm, all right, so it's a fantasy video game, I believe. It says the reading pace should be normal and fluent with the correct pronunciation of the mythological terms and names. We want a voice that's ethereal and awe-inspiring to transport the audience to this fantasy realm. And they say, think of Natalie Portman's vocal style as your like idea in your head. All right. So go ahead and take a
Okay.
read
Yeah.
through there and see, what you can kind of glean from that. I think that was really good instruction that they gave. So yeah, I
All
definitely could
right.
see this
Let's
being
see.
like in a fantasy video game.
Yeah, or even like a fantasy like children's movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
I think we can.
sure. Yes.
Okay, I think I know a perfect voice for this.
Great.
Deep within the heart of the enchanted forest of Islador lies a realm of wonders and magic, where small creatures of all coexist, live in harmony, coexist in harmony. The sapphire rivers, which course through Islador, gurgling and giggling all over the agate pebbles that can cover riverbeds, support a family of elusive water and anthems. At the heart of the forest stands the elder tree, which connects all living things. Its branches reach towards the heavens and are adorned with evergreen leaves. Islador is transformed into a symphony of shadowed warmth before before the still of the night envelops in in quiet, peaceful slumbers. The enchantment of Islador lies not only on the forest, but also within our hearts.
Nice. Good. All right. How did you like that? What felt good about it and what felt like it could be improved?
Um, well, definitely what I liked about this one was definitely kind of like more of that classic like British narrator that some like
Yeah.
storybooks, video games, movie trailers, etc. have.
Sure.
So kind of like bringing that back in from the past.
Hmm.
And another thing that I liked about it kind of sounds kind I was trying to make it more like mysterious sounding
Yeah.
since this is like a mysterious place, so kind of keep like the vibe within it.
Yeah, I noticed you had kind of a warm tone to your voice as well. Um, so what are some things that we hear if we want it to sound mysterious? What do you hear in a voice that sounds mysterious?
Maybe something that's low, breath like, maybe almost a whisper,
All right, so a little bit more breathy,
as if this was like,
whispery. I think a little bit of a
yeah,
slower
whisper like,
pace as well if we want it to be mysterious sounding.
okay.
Yeah, good. All right, so then let's just kind of go through and make sure that we've got all the pronunciations here for any tricky words because they specified that. Um, I think like the name of the forest is made up. So just make sure that whatever you do is consistent. So what are you going to say there? Elisador or Elisador?
Um, I think
Elisador?
Elisador.
Elisador. All right, so we'll say that each
I think,
time.
yeah.
Coexist, Sapphire River, gurgling, giggling, agate pebbles, agate pebbles. there. I know it
Agate.
looks like a
Okay.
gate, but agate pebbles, it's a type of rock, a very
Agate.
pretty type of
Okay.
rock. Elusive water nymphs. Elder tree, adorned,
Elusive
evergreen
water
leaf,
nymphs.
transformed, symphony, envelops. The night envelops it in quiet, peaceful slumber. Enchantment.
Envelops. Okay.
Great. So I think all of those are good reflections. Why don't we go ahead and try that again?
All right. Deep within the heart of the enchanted forest of Elisador lies a realm of wonder and magic, where small creatures of all kinds coexist in harmony. The sapphire rivers, which course through Elisador, gurgling and giggling over the agate pebbles that cover the riverbeds, supports a family of elusive water nymphs. At the heart of the forest stands the elder tree, which connects all living things. Its branches reach towards the heavens and are adorned with evergreen leaves. Now, as the sun sets, Elisador is transformed into a symphony of shadowed warmth before the still of the night envelops in its quiet, peaceful slumbers. The enchantment of Elisador lies not only in the forest, but also within our hearts.
Nice. Good. All right. How did that feel?
That felt a lot better.
Yeah, I liked it. Can we try one more time and try a little bit more flowing? And I think with the Natalie Portman note, maybe a little bit higher in pitch with the voice, like a little more like girly, like a fairy or something.
I'll try my best. All right. Um, deep within deep within the heart of the enchanted forest of Elisador lies a realm of wonder and magic, where small creatures of all kinds coexist in harmony. The sapphire rivers, which courses through Elisador, gurgling and giggling over the agate pebbles that cover the riverbeds, supports a family of elusive water nymphs. At the heart of the forest stands the elder tree, which connects all living things. It reaches its branches reaches towards the heavens and are adorned with evergreen leaves. Now, as the night sets, Elisador is transformed into a symphony of shadowed warmth before the still of the night en- envelops in its quiet, peaceful slumbers. The enchantment of Elisador lies not only within our forest, but also within our hearts.
Nice. What do you think of that take? It definitely was different.
All right. Definitely, and more fit into like the theme and the mood of this scene.
Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it. Awesome. Good. So, what would you say are the key elements that you really like and want to be sure that if you recorded this for an audition, that you would do?
Definitely like try to like how like the pronunciation of like new words,
Mhm. Nice.
like with this Solicidor and the agate, even though it looks like a gate, but it's agate. So
Right. So,
kind of
making sure
like
those
focus on like the
pronunciations are what we
pronunciation
want
of
them to
words
be.
is my main like takeaway from this.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. All right. So, then let's go ahead and let's try. Another one. All right, so for this one, it says it's a movie narration script for a project named The Trial. Target audience all ages, no specific gender, middle-aged to mature. The reading pace should be normal and fluent. We want a voice that's natural, relatable, and friendly, something like Paul Rudd's easygoing guy next door vocal style. So more relaxed and friendly and connected and relatable.
All right. It's hard to believe that one small letter could cause so much trouble. It was a regular Saturday morning. The sun was shining. I made my way downstairs, thinking all was right in the world. Then I saw the letter under my front door. It wasn't just any letter. It was a summons for me to appear in court. Well, I guess I have to put that ski trip on hold until next year. I'd like to say I was surprised, but I had a feeling this would happen. Now you're probably wondering what I'm talking about. It's actually quite a funny story. It all started in the summer of '96.
Okay, good. Yeah, so that first take, I thought it kind of sounded like you're thinking about what you're reading and, what's happening. So I'd love to try it just one more time right away because I'd love to hear you just go through it once more now that you've got it in your mind and, you've said it once, so it's in your mouth a little bit better. Can we try that again?
Uh-huh.
Great.
It's hard to believe that one small letter could cause so much trouble. It was a regular Sunday morning. The sun was shining. I made my way downstairs, thinking all was right in the world. Then I saw the letter under my front door. And it wasn't just any letter. This was a summons for me to appear in court. Well, I guess I'll have to put that ski trip on hold until next year. I was surprised, but I had a feeling this would happen. Now, you're probably wondering, what am I talking about? It's actually a pretty funny story. It all started in the summer of '96.
All right. Yeah. Um, so what did you like about that take? What was working well that time through? I definitely thought it felt a little bit stronger than the time before. I really liked that, that it was more confident. What did you like about it, and what would you maybe change about it?
Well, definitely what I liked about it is that I didn't look like I was just this was like a cold read. I kind of
Yeah.
like put it didn't make it seem like a cold read.
Yeah.
And yeah, and maybe a little bit I could try to do what it says on your side with the more mellow sense, whatever it's
Okay.
called.
Yeah, that it's more relaxed and easygoing, laid back, very like
Yeah, that.
casual. I think too, because there are these moments that there are kind of like sharp shifts that happen. I'd love to see what happens if you observe the punctuation a little bit more and let there be a little bit more dramatic pauses at times. So, can we try that again?
Okay, sure. It's hard to believe that one small letter could cause so much trouble. It was a regular Sunday morning. The sun was shining. I made my way downstairs, thinking all was right in the world. Then I saw that letter under my front door. And it wasn't just any letter. It was a summon for me to appear in court. Well, I guess I'm g- I'll have to put that skiing trip to on hold until next year. I s- I'd like to say I was surprised, but I had a feeling this would happen. Now you're probably wondering, what am I talking about? It's it's actually quite a funny story. It all started in the summer of 96.
Okay, I like that a lot better. What did you like about it?
Yeah, I liked it too.
What did you feel like was working
Yeah,
well there?
definitely I tried to put a little pause on it, like a little pause here and there, and it felt more comfortable and more relaxed.
Oh, good. Yeah, I really like the pauses. They added something really nice and it gives you time to kind of think about what you want to do with the next section too, which I think is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. All right, so then let's go ahead and if you're satisfied with that, we can go on to another one if you want to. What do you
Sure.
think?
I mean, it's
Oh,
already
okay, let's do one more then.
5:70.
How about that?
Yeah.
One more of okay. How about this will be a fun one because it's like a fairy tale one. Why don't we do a shorter section to begin? This is more like a 15-second section. All right, and they say it can be young adult, male or female. They want someone who can do both narration and dialogue. You should feel comfortable reading three parts, two characters and a
Mm-hmm.
narrator, and takes place during medieval times, targeted toward a young modern audience. Playfulness and putting a contemporary spin on the classic medieval voice are encouraged. Enchanting narrator whimsical. All right, enchanting and whimsical. I love it. All
Yep.
right. So it looks like here we don't have any character voices for this smaller chunk that's 15 seconds, but let's go ahead and try just creating that narrator voice for it.
Once upon a time, in a magical kingdom surrounded by a vast valley, there lived a young squire who dreamed of becoming a knight. Every day, the squire carried out his daily duties, patiently waiting the day, patiently awaiting the day he could prove his worth and pass into knighthood.
Nice. All right. So how did that feel?
Definitely felt more proper since I bet in the medievals they were proper. So kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah, that kind of vibe.
What if we tried, what if we try having it be, mm, what if we tried a
Proper with a
British
set of
accent?
whimsy.
Like,
All right.
like Mary Poppins, like
Mary
Julie
Poppins, I would
Andrews.
say. Julie Andrews. Once upon a time, in a magical kingdom surrounded by a vast valley, there lived a young squire who dreamed of becoming a knight. Every day, the squire carried out his daily duties, patiently awaiting the day he could prove his worth and pass into knighthood. Yeah,
Nice.
I like that one better.
Yeah. I think that works really beautifully. And then could we maybe make her voice a little bit softer and maybe kind of airier?
Okay, softer area. All right. We, I got it. Once upon a time, in a magical kingdom surrounded by a vast valley, there lived a young squire who dreamed about becoming a knight. Every day, the squire carried out his daily duties, patiently waiting the day he could prove his worth and pass into knighthood.
Nice. I really like that. What did you think?
Yeah, it kind of gives out that more of that Julie Andrews vibe in the voice.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that a lot. So then, anything else that you would want to change about that?
I don't think I do. I want to keep it like that.
Nice. All
It had to be like
right.
my best take ever.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I was really pleased with it too. Good. So overall, for all of them, what would you say are the elements that you're like, okay, I want to be sure that I like keep these elements and like no matter what I'm narrating, these are kind of good rules of thumb.
All right, well, definitely the key we word pronunciation.
Yeah.
Um, Kind of keeping with the vibe of like either like a softer, calmer and more casual,
Hmm.
and see what I can do um try is this like I think is this like narration does it will it have like an accent to go with it or will it not have an accent in it? Like my decision.
Yeah, because on different, different projects, it may change. So I like that idea.
Yes.
Yeah, considering that the difference. Um, and then what would you say is maybe, uh, what would you say is maybe the difference for each of these? The thing that you would identify as something that's really different.
Well, definitely with one was more like the usual American accent, and the two kind of like one had a lighter flowy like fairy tale of British accent, and the other more like
Yeah.
a inspired by British actors.
Okay, sure. So then,
So that was like the big difference.
yeah. Yeah, I get that. So then, what would you say if you were going to give a note to someone else? What would you tell them if they were going to work on narration?
Uh, Pretty much like trying to find like where does like maybe like read the script, like the rest of the story, like where it takes place, what do the characters do, like what's the theme of it, and see if you can find like a either a subtle, casual, or whimsical, or just full out character tone for the narration.
Sure.
And probably I would tell them like that.
Good. I love it. And then what's going to be a good practice goal for this week? Or do you want to maybe try to record anything this week? What are you going to set as maybe an assignment for this week, an intention for this week to work on your own?
I think I could probably like work on like my dialects and like maybe even like record myself on like my phone and play
Okay.
it back and forth and maybe like take it like two or three takes and see which one of those I think would work well
I love
or
it. That's a great
sounds the
idea.
best.
Beautiful. Nice. All right, good. I think those are great goals. So, let's go ahead and have you focus on those things for this week. It's great to see you again. I'll see you next Wednesday, and we'll go ahead and continue working. So, think about what you might like to improve on next session, okay? All right, nice work
Okay,
today, Izzy. I'll see you then. Bye bye.
thank you.